What is your opinion on Japanese boys or men?
Men, they're more in their own world.
Oh, they dress so much better.
I didn't expect a guy doing it.
Exactly. I would never forget it.
Hey guys and girls on Ask Japanese, it's your flashy fashion reporter, Kathy Cat, and today we're going to go hit the streets of Tokyo and ask the foreigners here what they think about about Japanese men. Let's find out and ask foreigners in Japan. Where are you guys from?
We're from America.
US?
Yeah. Indiana. It's a small state, but yeah, there's really not much there. So it's a big change coming here. Yeah, for sure.
First time, second time, third time?
This is my second time.
This is my third time.
Wow. Yeah. You came back for more. Why?
We're studying abroad right now, actually. I'm studying abroad for 4 months, and
I'm trying to stay a year. They just approved me like this week, so I'm happy.
Awesome. So you came once as visitors and now you're actually students.
yes. But today we're tourists here.
What's your thought on Japanese men?
They wear a lot of business. They wear suits a lot. Yeah. But I haven't had a bad interaction with them yet so far. I live in like a shared dorm where a lot of international students are and also Japanese students, and the guys that I've met there have been really nice with us. So I appreciate that. Not as forward as American men, which I appreciate.
Do you prefer them not to be too aggressive?
Yes. I'm here on my own. I just like to hang out. I don't need any men right now, or anything, or ever right now. I'm just kidding. So, but it's been good. Yeah.
So how are in the dorm? Are the Japanese men behaving differently than others?
Not really. I go to where a lot of students go to Waseda University, so a lot of gym bros and stuff like that, but they keep to themselves. And something I think is really interesting is they'll all position themselves to watch the TV, and they love the variety TV shows. But that's not really something. I guess it's America's reality television is their variety TV. So it's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, so all the Japanese boys get together to watch the variety TV in your dorm?
Yeah. It's really funny. It's cute though. I think it's a nice little together time, you know.
I feel like the men here, for the most part, keep to themselves. We live in a co-ed dorm. Not a dorm, a share house.
Yeah.
So for the most part, they don't really talk to us or besides, oh, hi, how are you? And that's the conversation. So they usually keep to themselves. And I feel like it's kind of the same in public. I don't see men approach women the way they do in the States, because a man will see you and so what's your name? How are you doing? And I don't see that happening here.
How does that make you feel?
I personally love it. I'm not being held hostage for a conversation I don't want to have.
Most of what I've gotten has been friendly interactions. So I can't complain too much. I haven't experienced anything yet, but I have heard many poor things about taking advantage and whatnot. But
What did you hear?
I hear people about people taking girls in the street, they're too drunk to really consent or anything, and then they just bring a girl away and people talk about it. I'm yeah, I don't really hope that does not happen to me, but that kind of makes me concerned, but I haven't personally experienced anything like that, so I think just keeping a watchful eye out is yeah.
What was your impression of Japanese guys?
Really cute and fashionable right off the bat. Also, let me just add, very nice and polite, okay? Very nice and polite. I have very good impression for Japanese guys.
Did you have a good interaction somewhere?
I had a dance session with a Japanese guy, and he was so nice and polite, and I just had so much fun. It was like a little movie scene.
What was like a movie scene? Explain it to me.
Well, we're both trying to interact and communicate, and the language barrier, and all you can really see from us is just us giggling and trying to attempt to get through to one another. So I just thought that was really cute as we're trying to talk over the loud music and dance. So yeah, it was a vibe.
Oh, that sounds cute. Did you exchange contacts or anything?
No, we didn't. Yeah, no.
It was one of those nice memories though.
Exactly. I would never forget it. Yeah.
They're very more aware in terms of fashion sense. I feel like everybody has their own style here, and it's something that I can really appreciate. Everybody does their own thing. They don't care about what everybody else is wearing. You could tell a lot of people have unique styles. So that was something that's very different for the guys here. Really everybody here, but the guys as well, for sure.
What is your impression of Japanese guys in comparison to American guys?
Oh, they dress so much better. They dress really cool. And they have their hair dyed too. I feel a lot of them have their hair dyed. And I just appreciate seeing men with jewelry and dressed more, sometimes even more feminine, or I just think it's really cool to see here. I really appreciate that about them.
I agree with her. It's just very cool how they don't really care and they're like, let me wear something nice.
The baggy t-shirts
Yeah,
and
in
the
the
baggy
US, they
pants.
just wear like the gym and then sandals. I'm like, why are you wearing your gym shorts? In America, if they come up to you, they ask for your number and they're like, do you want to be friends? And usually insinuating more. But here it was just like, take a picture with me. And I was like, okay. So I don't know if it's like a normal interaction that everybody has had here in Japan or it just happened to me.
What is your thought on Japanese men? What is your impression in comparison to Spanish men?
When I came here, I thought like people were gonna be like more close to meeting people and stuff, and I've been surprised because they're not. Like they talk to you even if you're a foreigner, and I don't know. That's kind of cool. But I don't know.
You expected them to be a bit more shy, but they weren't?
Yeah, I expected them like today we talked like we did another interview for TikTok.
Oh.
And there were like 3 guys that came to us to ask us the question and everything. And I didn't expect that. I was like, I didn't expect a guy doing it, you know?
So I haven't had this happen to me, but I've seen a lot walking the streets where men will kind of harass the women a bit and like walk with them and try to talk with them until they get stopped by somebody else. But I mean, it hasn't happened to me. I've had some like, just say I look cute or something like that. And like, that's been nice. So, but it's like, I have seen what they can do.
The ones that just suddenly turn up next to the girl and they're like, hey girl, what are you doing?
They're like walking, they're like, hey, so where you going? You want to get a drink? And they're like walking with them as the girl's clearly trying to walk away from them.
Compared to the Spanish ones, I think maybe they are shorter and everyone has their hair black. Like the ones that doesn't have their hair black is because they dye it or something like that. And that was like shocking.
What is it back home like? Do people like dye their hair crazy colors?
Not crazy, but you see like maybe some blonde guys that not natural blonde. And the shocking thing is that everyone has natural black, like very black hair.
You didn't expect that?
Yes, but not to this point.
They're very shy about things because I like to go to Golden Guy and drink, and it's the one place that I can go that I can talk to Japanese people because in general, you don't really make conversation with strangers in Japan. Zero, none. Like I'm used to in the US, I could talk to like people on a bus and we just talk about our days. No, the only acceptable location is at a bar drinking and maybe with karaoke. Then you can start having a conversation. But I was always wondering, I'm like, why do Japanese men not wear shorts? Like, I feel like I've never seen a Japanese man wearing shorts. I go out and I've never, even in the middle of June, seen a Japanese person, man with shorts. And I'm just like, I asked the people at the bar and most of them were just like, it's just kind of how it is. And I remember one of them was like, I think it's because they're shy about their ankles or something like that. Like there's just shyness. I think they said like hazukashi about it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't even think about that. I'll be at a temple and they'll all have pants, all have like long something, and I'm just like, okay. It's foreigners that wear shorts and short sleeve shirts for the most part. So I don't know. That's an interesting thing I noticed. So
I mean, literally, as we're talking, right behind the camera right now is like a visitor, a tourist in shorts. And I'm like, yeah.
It's always the tourist.
If like a Japanese boy in your dorm was actually really nice, would you like consider dating them?
I'm actually gay, so no. But if I was straight, maybe.
I definitely would. I think like I hear learning the best way to learn a language is to date someone of a different culture, of a different language, because then you're motivated to like try and speak to them and like learn more about them. And I feel like I would definitely consider it if it happened.
What is your thought on Japanese men?
How do you approach any of them? They want to communicate because I get very much views, with how I dress. But like, then it's like, you want to say hello or like, thank you. I know you probably like my outfit, or they say thank you. But how do you say anything to them? I don't know. How do you just like start a conversation with Japanese men? How do you feel like just making a friend and like having maybe more out of seas friends?
You're like, I wish we could communicate, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know how, please write it in the comments. Maybe you're a Japanese man and you just listen to this. How should a foreigner dressed like this approach you in the best way? Please let us know. I am actually very positive. I have a very, very positive impression of Japanese men. I think a lot of them, when they're serious, they're really serious. Like some of them date with the goal of actually marriage in mind. Some of them like think about like how I'm going to be able to give like my significant other a good life and stuff like that. There's been like a lot of people I know here in comparison that have been very, very serious. But then we have the flip side, and a lot of content right now on the internet focuses on that of like saying, oh, they cheat a lot and they're really promiscuous. I think in the end, it's hard to apply one shade to everyone. I'd like to think that everyone is a good person, but not everyone is. But I think they're definitely hard workers, and if they decide to have a family, they really go all in. Respect for that. I mean, in the West, we should be maybe a little bit more serious about these things. Who knows? Let's find out more what people think about Japanese people over here in that video, and I hope I catch you soon on Ask Japanese.